Alright, what's going on, guys? This video is going to be a tips and tricks for Zamorak. My last video didn't really go over a lot of his mechanics because, in all honesty, you shouldn't have to deal with any of his mechanics. And the best way to learn this boss, especially if you're going to farm 100% or while you're grinding up to 100%, is to skip all of his mechanics. But at some point, you're not going to be able to do that anymore. Just every style at some point no longer has enough damage to skip every single mechanic. So this guide is going to illustrate how to deal with each mechanic and what each mechanic looks like. So typically Zamorak does a mechanic one attack after his red health bar is gone. So now he's going to do it. He's going to say this world will burn and he'll do 2 melee slams. Then you see under my health bar, there's this bar. So what you want to do now is get as far away from him as you can because he will hit you with a really big typeless hit. So I got really far away, I resonance the typeless hit. The reason that you want to build that much space is that his auto attacks can snipe your resonance. At lower enrages, this isn't going to matter as much, but at higher enrages, you can just die. So the second mechanic, he will teleport you up to Infernus, and then he'll put a rune above your head. So the way you deal with it is you freed him here, and then right when your body disappears, you want to stun.
Feel the rage of a god.
So normally the way that mechanic works is you're supposed to kill this demon because you're not allowed to go back down until you kill the demon. And then you go to the rune that matches the one above your head. And then once you do that, Zamorak will be charging a really big attack. And then you would stun him when you come back down in order to force him to launch the attack. And then you would take a large amount of typeless damage. You stun him on the way up, you just don't have to deal with any of that.
The Gothix's own tricks will stop me again.
So this mechanic, he turns off your prayer and then hits you with a bunch of magic attacks. Just when the bar under your health bar runs out, just turn your prayer back on. It's actually really simple. If you walk out of it, if you walk out of the circle, you'll take a large amount of typeless damage. So just don't do that and just turn your prayer back on. So this next mechanic should be I'll tear you asunder. It's just, you just need to stun him and then he'll send a big typeless hit at you. So stun him. And then you can resonance this hit. It'll do a good amount of damage through your prayer, but that's fine. So the higher your enrage goes, the more the base damage of that hit is, and then the longer you let him charge, the more damage that hit is. So if you saw, after I stunned him, it said deal 100 damage to make him release his attack. That number also goes up with his enrage. So at higher enrages, you may have to use double defensives like Power Burst and Resonance, Reflect and Resonance, Debilitate and Resonance. You may have to do that. So just be aware that the higher your enrage goes, that damage will go up significantly. So this mechanic is Rune of Destruction. He says you're already dead and then summons this big red rune. This smoke will be traveling around. If the smoke goes under you, it'll stun you. And that's pretty much it. If you stand in the smoke, you'll take the Infernus damage. And if you stand on this red mark, you'll take the Infernus damage. So your best bet is to just stand on the outside of it. Or sorry, just stand inside the clear part. And then if the smoke comes near you, anticipate it before it comes near you, or you can run around it. That's a lot of work though, so I would just recommend just anticipating. But it is an option to like avoid the smoke at all costs. And then he does this world will burn again. So we're gonna deal with that the same way. We're gonna show you what the damage looks like. So you saw there, it hit me 2,500 through my through my defensives, so it starts to do quite a bit of damage. I didn't care about losing this kill. I just wanted to show you what happens if you don't do that mechanic. But yeah, it does quite a bit of damage through your defensives. Now, in that last phase, at pretty much every enrage, before that big typeless hit comes, you can execute him with Deathmark, at least with Necromancy. So you usually never have to deal with the typeless damage from that last slam, but if you do, it is very important that you do build as much space as you can, because timing the resonance with his auto attacks is significantly harder once you pick up the first rune, which makes his auto attack hit twice. So you just want to get so far away from him that you're not even in auto attack range anymore. But yeah, hopefully this helps you guys deal with the higher enrages of Zamorak, and if you're struggling to skip mechanics, hopefully helps you deal with some of the lower enrages. If you like the content, feel free to like and subscribe. If you want to support me monetarily, you can become a member on my channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.